Right, thank you. Is it afternoon already? Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know, should I be speaking after everyone just spoke? Oh, thank you. It's very, I feel like, I feel very honored to be here and to speak to you guys on a very interesting topic. But before that, I should thank the organizers of this program for putting together such an amazing panel of speakers, panelists, and even you guys for attending and being here to learn as they speak on different issues, as they tackle and share nuggets of wisdom with you guys, right? As they spoke, my name is Thabang Olebogeng, I'm just a guy. Yeah, so I'm just going to be talking about positioning your initiative for sponsorship and partnerships. Now, through my experience in the projects that we've been doing, building, I've had the honor of meeting different stakeholders, partners, whom I'll be listing even in the presentation that I've curated here, right? Yeah, there isn't much I can say about myself, but sit down and listen, right? Yeah. But just a quick recap, the past speakers spoke about very essential things that I really hope that you were taking note of, right? A very good speaker called Jim Rohn, he said, don't trust your memory, right? So take notes as they're speaking, as they're deliberating, because in the next, 2-5 years, it's going to transform and change your life, right? So basically, this presentation is based around, or it's centered on the North Digital Transformation Hackathon Initiative, which it's the platform that we've been building for the past 4 years in the BAC North campus and also in the Francistown area, right? If you go there and then you ask about the NDTH, I think you've seen, you possibly even see people wearing T-shirts with this design. The whole idea behind it is to create a platform for young people, university students, senior secondary students, to curate digital solutions with an enterprise element, right? What we're saying is that we provide a platform for you young people to formulate your own startups, right? Tech startups, to be precise. Now, these are like the next Mark Zuckerbergs, the next Elizabeth Holmes, and the likes of that, right? Yeah. So we do it to ensure that they curate digital solutions. How do we do that? We engage them through a series of trainings, how to code, how to fill in business model canvases, how to do pitch decks, and even how to pitch as well, right? And they don't just do this and go away. We hold a competition in which they are competing, and after competing, they compete for a prize, which the highest that we've ever put up was around 10,000 pula for senior secondary students. And then we're proud to announce that just recently we partnered with the organizers of the Connect to Success Youth Summit to develop what you call the Youth Innovation Hackathon, which was centered on curating a platform. Because for the past years, we've been looking into, agri-solutions, education solutions, disregarding social problems, right? So we're like, okay, we have social problems such as mental health, gender-based violence, et cetera, and the people that are affected at a larger number by these problems, it's young people, right? So let's have young people curate digital solutions. I mean, how often do you guys look up and see billboards that are hanging around? It's very rare. We're always in our phones. We're in the bus, we're in our phones. You're in a taxi, you're in your phone, right? So yeah, we have the Youth Innovation Hackathon, which had us become the country's largest student-led hackathon platform ever, with over 18 registered teams. Thank you. With over 18 registered teams from 5 different universities in the country. The hackathon was supposed to be happening on the 18th to the 19th of October, but we had to reschedule it. It's going to be happening sometime around November, end of November. Yeah. Now, to work the magic of presenting, I hope it works. It works. All right. I was scared for a bit. I was like, ish, I'm speaking hackathons and tech, and these people are looking at me like, hey, let's see the tech part. So I was like, ish, I hope it works. But anyway, the objective of the presentation is very simple. To provide you with actionable strategies for your youth-led projects. I'm sure all of you guys have your projects. Some are just ideas. Some already are in action, right? These projects can be your clubs, your organizations, initiatives to secure sponsorships, and collaborative partnerships, right? Are we together? We are together. Great. Now, of course, before anything else, we have to understand the terms that are in here, right? The first one is sponsorship. What is sponsorship? We speak about it, we exchange the word. Can you sponsor my event? Can you sponsor my trip? Can you do this? Can you do that, right? So sponsorship, it's a form of financial product or service support provided by an organization or company, mostly it's companies, in exchange for value, such as brand visibility or community impact. Keyword, exchange for value, right? Please take note of that. We're going to use it later. Now, there are different types of sponsorships, right? I'm very sorry for this picture. When we were building this, my team was like, it won't pixelate. I'm coming for you, team. But anyway, types of sponsorships. We have financial, in-kind, and media, right? I'm sure you all know the financial is very self-explanatory. It's direct monetary contributions, where maybe an organization will pop out 50,000 pula, 10,000 pula, 5,000 pula, right? And then in-kind, it's where you give out your products. For example, we can say, okay, we can give out access to our platform for free for the next 3 months, right? It's in-kind. Or you can even say, okay, no, you'll use our venue for free, right? Then you have media sponsorship, exposure through advertising or PR. This is mostly done by media companies where they say, okay, no, come in, advertise for free on our space, maybe go on television networks, right? Are we together? We are together. What are collaborative partnerships? You can't speak about partnership and leave out collaboration, right? Because even in the deliberations, even in the ones that will come and follow, they get to share that they are who they are now because there was some collaborative efforts that led to them being beacons of success and inspiration to us and to you guys, right? So partnerships involve collaboration between 2 or more organizations, individuals, initiatives, companies, etc., etc. They work together to achieve a common objective, right? So you have to share the same goal. They shared value, right? Okay, types of partnerships. We spoke about different types of sponsorships. Now we're talking about partnerships, right? There's strategic, technical, and operational. Now, we all have heard the word strategy being thrown around, being used in different meetings, I mean, imagine I'm a business intelligence and data analytics student. So when I come into the room, I can use jargon like, hey, I've built with you a process improvement strategy. It looks into 1, 2, 3, right? And people like, okay, how much are you willing to charge us for this? I'm like, because of the strategy, give me this much. And they pop out the money just because I use strategy. Anyway, aligning with organizations that share a similar vision, that's strategic. You're very strategic about it, right? Yeah. Technical, partner with companies that provide technical support. Technical support in our context, it's platform and services. You have operational. This is for operational resources like logistics, expertise, and human resources. I think you've seen where we announced that we've partnered with maybe a company called Access Tech so that they could provide us with their their screen and stuffs and all these things, right? And some will be like, oh, we've partnered with maybe a logistics company to transport our panelists around, That's some form of partnership. And then you can't talk about these things and leave out the benefits, right? What's in it for me, right? What's in it for me as a person who's building an initiative? What's in it for me as a person who is giving out the partnership or the funds, right? Because it's like this. You're getting into a relationship with a young lady. I'm like, what's in it for me? What are you bringing to the table, right? Right? Are you bringing Instagram followers? Or are you bringing, right? You say the table. Before I became who I am now, there was a point in life I wanted to become a comedian. A stand-up comedian, actually. I'm glad I didn't follow that route. I wasn't going to get booked for anything. I once tried rehearsing in my room. I was like, oh, God, thank you for making me who I am now, because I I tried even, there was a family gathering. I stood up, I passed a few jokes. No one laughed. Anyway, and it stuck. Sometimes even when I'm praying, when you're praying, you're thinking about some things that hurt you the most. So it comes back. I'm like, oh God. And then I just give thanks. I'm like, thank you, God. Anyway, the benefits for people doing initiatives, number one, increased resources, right? Obviously, there's increased resources, right? I mean, look at the program as we see it now, right? There's an increase in resources, right? So if you are limited in resources, if you're building your program, maybe you're trying to reach out to the community, you're trying to do some social work, partnerships and collaborations can enhance, the technical, financial, and logistical support that you'll be willing to receive. Second thing, credibility and visibility, right? Imagine now you associate, right now, we collaborate with with the Put Youth On organization for maybe one of our hackathons. The credibility and visibility we'll be massively great, right? Because you've seen the work that Put Youth On organization is doing. Please give them a round of applause. So the credibility becomes massively great. Then the third one, expanded networks. You broaden your reach by collaborating with partners, and even the partners' networks, right? I mean, right now, you already broadened your reach, even mine as well, right? Some of you didn't know I existed until I stepped on stage. I'm like, wow, give me a round of applause. Anyway, so for sponsors and partners, this is so important, particularly for the sponsors and partners, because as we're going to even start listing out of how you can even, position your propositions, so that they could look appealing to whomever you're trying to reach out to. So number one, brand exposure for them, greater visibility among targeted demographics. For example, for our hackathons, what we're selling is that, okay, we have a community of young developers, young innovators, right? That means if you're looking to sponsor or partner with us, here's what you're getting. Corporate social responsibility, Mr. Amfa spoke about it when he was giving his keynote address. I'm sure you all know of it. You've seen organizations say, we're doing CSR, we're going to a community so-and-so to do what. So it's an opportunity for them to do corporate social responsibility, right? Contributing to what? Meaningful projects. The last one, innovation and talent pipeline. We spoke about it. Like I said, we have a pool of innovators, developers, not only developers, but people that are just looking to ideate, constantly ideate, right? So you have access to innovation and talent pipeline. It's an endless one. As young people, we're the most innovative people, to be honest. Give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is giving case studies, right, of how we've partnered with companies so-and-so and what they were doing to us and what was the benefits to them, right, how it was secured, right? I'm going to be very brief about it. This was our first sponsor, I remember in 2021, I was like, we're trying to build this thing, and right now we need money. Only money we want. We have everything, but only money, right? And we're like, standing on business. We're like, we're not looking demure. We need to do something about it. So we did something about it. We just heard about this. They partnered with the Botswana International University of Science and Technology. We're like, okay, let's try out. Let's reach out to them. We did, and they became a major sponsor, a major one. I'm not gonna tell you how much. You're gonna think we have money, and then you're gonna come to us. And then you're going to come with sponsorships. And then we're going to say, it's unfortunate to tell you, we regret to inform you. And we're typing that smiling. we regret to inform you. And my whole team is smiling while doing that. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Anyway, so we really had a great relationship with them. It's still there. How was it secured? We aligned the hackathon's mission with our corporate social responsibility objectives, right? Alignment. Earlier on, I spoke about the word shared value, right? Shared value means that you have to align, right? Even in your relationship. But, yes, you must align. You must unique, in the words of Samoka. So we demonstrated potential impact and community benefits. What is the sponsorship going to do for the community? Not for us, right? For the community, for the people. Like ATL would say, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's all about the people. Yeah. The benefits to the company, right? You can see brand exposure, right? And what I loved about them is that they were like, no, we're not looking for brand exposure. It's not what we're looking for. We just want to partner with you guys because we love the vision, right? We love your vision, we love your mission, we love your objectives. Strengthen community ties by supporting a national digital transformation effort. Remember, by this time, the president launched the digital transformation agenda. And we were like, oh my God. And we had already launched. So we're like, okay, as the president said, so please align with us. You see? So yeah. And then our second partner, BITC, the partnership we had with them, it was a strategic partnership. It wasn't a financial partnership, because of the support that they offered. You know what BITC offers? It gives you access to investment, not within the country, outside. They offer training as well to make sure that you're investor ready. Not only that, but you're also trade ready. So how was it secured? We showed them how the hackathon contributed to the digital transformation agenda. Well, we have students, university students, 10 of them, 10 teams. By then we had I think we had 5 who were starting, so it was a good start. So we presented clear KPIs tied to entrepreneurship and economic growth in the country. During then, tech startups, the growth of technological, tech-based companies, it was shaky. It was shaky. And then we were like, okay, this is where the direction this is where we should be heading, right? Not that way, but that way. And they were like, great, let's head that way together, right? And the benefits was that they supported the initiative tied to the country's innovation agenda. You see? You put these things in writing when you're doing the sponsorship proposal. You're like, it is going to align with the country's innovation agenda. You can even cite, but not everything. Don't write 16 pages. But anyway, benefits to BITC, again, enhance their reputation as a supporter of local digital transformation projects, right? I remember sitting with them in that boardroom with our teams. It was so great. They were sharing insights of how we're doing projects in Francistown. There's an innovation lab that's going to be built there. And they're like, okay, this is how we're going to even place you guys and put you in those spaces, And it was so great because the partnership with them, 3 of our participants, students, got some internship with some tech startup in Rwanda. We're like, this is so great, right? Yeah, and then this startup, it's a startup in our country. If you've heard of Fiverr, if you've heard of, what's the other one? Yeah, Fiverr. It's like a talent marketplace. If you have a skill, if you know how to design graphic design, if you know how to maybe compose music, do beats, blah, 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 just get onto the platform, create a profile. Then if I'm looking for someone to do maybe a presentation, I just typed it out. I need you to do it, put it in a PowerPoint. Let's get in there. I post the job. You get on the platform. You take the job. You put up the price that you'd like for them to you charge. Then they do it. And then you do it. And you get paid. Then we all did it, right? If they did it, we must did it. And then we all did it. Yeah. So how did we meet Lime Gig? It was very, it's crazy. We brought them in first as adjudicators for our hackathon. Then after that, they were like, okay, here's what we're doing. We'd like to partner with you guys. We're like, great. Because our partnership meant that our students, university students, could have access to being, to logging into the platform, posting, accepting jobs and doing that, and also being able to earn while still schooling, right? So really, really great, partnership with them. So we also showed mutual benefits. There has to be that mutual part of it, shared value, right? It's not one-sided, right? Yeah. Then it positioned them as a pipeline for future tech talent, right? Like I said, the talent ecosystem. We have a lot of talent in this country, right? So we'll just say, okay, let's have them show the talent that they have. Who? Young people. And then benefits to them, early access to innovative solutions and potential hires, right? Not only that, but increased visibility in the regional and tech startup ecosystem, right? Yeah. And then, this is my favorite. Pula Space, if you are an innovator, you definitely must know about Pula Space. They are the people running the Global Entrepreneurship Week in our country, the managers of Global Entrepreneurship Network, the country managers. So what Puller Space does is they connect you as a startup founder with investors. The connection sometimes is not financial. Rather, they give you access to events in which they are investors in that room. For example, on Friday, right after our media interview, I had the liberty of attending the Gaborone Investors Meetup at 8 Design System Restaurant by Setroa Park. And the conversations that were happening there, I was like, okay, this is great. And it was via our relationship with Puller Space that we got access to such platforms, right? Because you invest people, you have a wealthy community in our country, right? And sometimes you don't know where to find them. So such platforms give you access to these individuals because sometimes they too don't know where to find you. You think, nah, I'm there, they must see me. But no, they can't see you unless you are where they are, right? And the only time to know where they are is if you move with people that know where they are, right? It's like, for example, if I'm looking to get married, there are people who know where wives are to be found, right? Yeah. Anyway, Puller Space. So they provided sponsorship and technical tools for the hackathon participants. I'm going to announce this publicly. For our Youth Innovation Hackathon, right now, just yesterday after the Gaborone interactions with Puller Space, they gave out $1,000 for the Youth Innovation Hackathon. So, and then they specifically said this. These funds are going to be used to ensure that all of the teams participating in the hackathon, we're going to meet them at the restaurant that we're at, and not only meet them, but we're going to engage with them and prepare them for Global Entrepreneurship Week. And for Global Entrepreneurship Week, what will be happening is that we're going to be meeting different embassies, meeting different entrepreneurs in the tech space, in the AI ecosystem and the likes of that, right? And the whole idea is to say, let us have these startups, potential startups, formulate ideas, formulate solutions for the industry, right? Yeah, let me run fast, right? And then benefits to them, you can see there. The inclusivity, this one, oh my God. Guys, you must go out there. This is an organization based in Belgium. They offer women in tech access to different types of workshops, platforms, mentorships, and the likes of that. And we're happy to announce that our partnership with them is giving us access to investment firms in Belgium. And these investment firms are going to be pumping money into our platform. And the requirements were that we only deal with, the investment firms are like, we only deal with social enterprises. And guess what? Somehow, through God, our hackathon this year centered on social innovation. So you see what God does for you. The biggest connector. So, steps for positioning your startups. I love startups, so I'm just going to say that. So please, step 1, 2, 3, there's just 4 steps. Number 1, define your initiative's value proposition. Number 2, target the right sponsors and partners. Don't just say, hey, no, I heard Mr. Mfa talking about leadership, so I'm going to align with Mr. Mfa. Mr. Mfa might be talking about a particular form of leadership. Don't just be broad and say, nah, I heard Thabang talking about sponsorship, so Thabang will do that. I'm a tech person. If you speak tech, I align, right? Even if you tell me a raw idea, I'm going to find tech in it. And sometimes you won't be seeing a tech in it, but I'm just going to do that because, yeah. Then craft a compelling pitch, a very compelling one, right? Gone are the days in which, because our people in the tech space, we deal with pitches, like pitch decks. Craft a compelling one. It has to be something similar to, like, you see the colors, you see the wording. You don't have paragraphs that's this size. You're not writing love letters. Then leverage your network, but you are writing a love letter. Lesson learned from our journey. I'm just going to be very quickly because the police are here. Yeah. So persistence is key. You know how many times we've been turned down? If I had time, I was going to show you email rejections. It's unfortunate. Even for our Youth Innovation Hackathon, sometimes we even had to postpone because we were getting rejections left and right. But we still became persistent, right? Even Jesus, he was falling, but he stood up. was falling, he stood up. Fall forward so that it's easier to get up. Align with broader goals, diversify your sources. Don't just look at one person. You see what? You saw local companies, you saw international entities, right? Look above and beyond. Don't just stick to your community. Even Jesus, he came, he said, I am for everyone. He was broad. Be broad like Jesus. Diversify your sources, align with broader goals. I'm finished. So anyway, thank you very much. Yeah. Also, hire me for your shows. I'm a comedian. I'll make you laugh.
And Dumelang gape Motswana ko gae. We are still here at the Put Youth on Youth Leaders Workshop. Ke nna Dumisang Kgolagano Manko, and I'm still here, and I'm still your host, and I still hope you are holding on to your seat because I have a trailblazer. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very great. Having a great time, yeah.
I love it. He's having a great time. Well, why Misa? Why Misa Ologolaping? Anyway, can you please introduce yourself and what you do, please?
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Thabang Olebogeng, and I'm just a guy. But from just being a guy, I'm also the coordinator for the North Digital Transformation Hackathon Initiative, and I'm also Forbes 30 Under 30 Africa Summit.
Just a guy, and he keeps going.
Anyway, there's just a lot of accolades that we've achieved over the years, but just to be short, I'm just that. I mean, I'm already short, aren't I? Yeah.
So what do you think were the challenges in tech, especially, let me just in the nation, in the country, like what did you experience?
Okay, that's a very great question, because in the work that we do, we deal with a lot of tech startups, and to be very, very honest, it's there's a lot of challenges going on out there. One of them is that exposure, and also, the community knowing about tech startups, particularly in our country. We just started seeing a lot of tech startups booming in the country. One of them, it's you wouldn't say really access to markets because people are really out there. A lot of people use mobile smartphones and the likes of that. So the biggest challenge now is getting people to know about these tech startups and knowing that you have so and so solution in our country that can offer you, accessibility and convenience to whatever it is that you'd like to be solved. So that's the biggest challenge that there is. Penetration even to communities, One of the things that we've been trying to do again is getting on to like different communities out there in between the country. Then again, looking at issues of funds. There are very traditional methods in which, traditional companies that exist in our company are like, in agri spaces, tenderpreneurs and the likes of that. So when you speak of tech, it's very difficult for an investor to really jump into it, particularly in our local space. But yeah.
So how do you think Botswana are receiving it?
Well, to be frank and honest, they're adjusting. There's an adjustment. But we thank the president for launching the Mindset Change campaign, because through that campaign, we're seeing a lot of people adjusting. The Silicon Valley culture is being adopted into our country, where you have the Botswana Digital and Innovation Hub, that has been set up to say, okay, let's have tech startups coming in, and also let's have people being educated about tech startups through forums, through fireside chats, in which we're being hosted to come and talk about the work that we do as tech startups, talking about the work that we're doing in revolutionizing health technology, and also other property tech, marketing tech, and the likes of that. So it's really, it's an adjustment. They're adjusting quite good, yeah.
It's funny how it took the president saying that a mindset changed for people to actually get on such initiatives. But what do you think are the two essential, traits a leader should have?
That's a great question.
I know.
It takes me back to, one of the things I forgot to mention while introducing myself. I'm very sorry. There's just quite a lot.
It's okay. Grace.
Right, yeah. So before all of this, and even during, I was the BAC SRC President.
Just a guy.
I'm still just a guy. Yeah, but one of the qualities that I think leaders should really have, you have to be resilient. You also have to be, I think it's a quality that wraps up a lot of them. You have to rely so much on God, because without Him, you can't really function. Relying on God means that you rely on what He functioned or what He formulated for us to really use, the manuscript, which of course is His word. when you dive deep into his word, you get to realize that there are leaders that done and did great things in the Bible and in the past, and we get to learn from them. So one of the things that you really, really should have as a leader, be persistent, resilient, and also trust in God. Yeah, and it will give you a whole lot of things that you're definitely going to need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so speaking of which, why? Actually, you've already answered that question. I'd like to believe, why God? Because he's our anchor. Literally, when he made the oceans, made the creatures in the sea, he spoke to the ocean. Speaking to the habitat first before, creating the inhabitants, right? When he wanted to create man, he spoke to himself. So we need to be in the presence of the Lord 24/7, to be able to function on all of that. So why did you accept our invitation as Put Youth On?
Great.
Just a guy.
All right. First thing is I looked into the organization, what you guys are doing. I was like, okay, this is something that we should align ourselves with as well. My team, before coming in, I consulted my team. And my team was like, okay, this is something we can really, really align ourselves with, because they're speaking about giving young people access. You're connecting young people with what's going on around in the country, even beyond. I mean, we looked up the portfolio and you guys were sharing scholarship applications.
Hey now.
You're sharing just quite a lot of things. And I was like, okay, this is something we can really tap into, and then after that I was like, okay. And I love the topic because the invitation I got, I wasn't really told that, okay, what would you like to speak on? They just said, okay, Thabang, you're going to speak about sponsorships and partnerships. I was like, this is a great thing because over the years, we've worked with different partners and stakeholders, and this could be a great platform to speak to youth leaders out there and show them that this is how you can actually ensure that you go far. Because, I'm going to reference the Bible again.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Please.
Because even Jesus, for him to do above and beyond, he had people that helped him, collaborative partners, which were his disciples. So such things, such a platform was a great tool for us to come and share about the work we're doing. Leaders have been here speaking about the work that they've been doing. And I was like, okay, accepting the invitation is actually, a platform for me to go and, share a few things that we're doing in our circle and where we do stuff. Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. So, kaburipana hela advice for, a young tech youth that wants to get into the industry and all of that. So what would you say to them?
First thing,
it's a common question, isn't it? Yeah. So give us an answer.
Yeah. The answer changes time and again. So this time around, I'm just going to tell them this. It's a definition of success I got when I was starting what I'm doing now, which was I think 6-7 years back. It says success is impacting the world with the investment of your personality. So what I
love the personality part.
Yeah, so you have to work on you. There's a huge author, Pastor, may his soul rest in peace. He says, T.L. Osborne, he said, work on being, not on having. With what you are, you will have. So to young people out there, all I can say is that just work on improving yourself, work on yourself, attend such programs, follow Put Youth On organization.
Come on, put yourself on. Ow!
Yeah, they should put themselves on because ultimately you'll have a massive personality, a whole lot of things inside of you that you'll now be ready to unpack to the world. Yeah. It took a lot for us to be here, and we're now unpacking to the world out here. So yeah, just give yourself to God and He will tell you and show you where you ought to be.
Well, just a guy about being just a guy. So if you want to be just a girl and just a guy, please do follow us on Put Youth on socials. Yes, thank you.